subject that Srila Rupa Goswami is addressing in Sri Laghu Bhagavatamrita. So he says something quite astonishing, that Gokul is original. And Golok is its Tadatmaya Vaibhav. That means the outer manifestation of its opulence. Tadatmaya Vaibhav. So, just as Sri Krishna has his original form, Swayamrupa, and his Vaibhav Prakash, his opulent manifestation in the form of Vasudeva Krishna. So similarly, Braj has its original form, which is full of sweetness, and it has its outer, that is called the Antarmandal, the inner portion, and it has its Bahimandal, that is the outer aspect, where opulence is manifest. So that is called Golok. So Srila Rupa Goswami goes on to describe that Golok has 4 sections. Its outer aspect is called Golok. And then within that there are 3 dimensions. Dwarka, then Mathura, and then Gokul. So Gokul is called the Antaramandal, the inner portion of the Golok planet, and Golok is the Bahimandal. So that Gokul, the inner portion of the Golok planet, is called Golok Vrindavan. Golok Sthit Vrindavan. The Vrindavan which is situated in the inner confidential portion of the Golok planet. So the wonderful thing is that when Sri Krishna manifests in this world, he brings that Braja, that Gokul, is called Braj, Gokul and Vrindavan. He brings that innermost secret portion of the topmost planet and manifests here in this world. How wonderful is that? So, it is said, Aho Madhupuri Dhanya Vaikuntajcha Gariyase Deenamekam Nivasena Haro Bhakti Prajayate. Oh, how wonderful, how fortunate, how glorious is Madhupuri, Mathura, on this earth. It is superior even to Vaikuntha. Just by spending one night in Mathura, you awaken, Bhakti to Hari is awakened within the heart. So the Dham is very powerful. Dham Bas, residing in the holy Dham, is one of the 5 most powerful angas of Bhakti that can bestow the experience of Bhav on a person who has not even developed Shraddha yet. Duruad Bhuta Viryesmin Sada Durais to Panchake Yata Sopo Pisandanda Sambandha Sadhyam Bhava Janmane. Rupa Goswami said, Duruad Bhuta Viryesmin, the astonishing power of associating with sadhus, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting the holy names, serving the deity and residing in the holy Dham. It's so strong. Shraddha Durais to Panchake, even if a person is not developed Shraddha yet, but by a slight touch with these angas of bhakti, Sadhyam Bhava Janmane, if a person is Sadhi, that means offenseless. They are not critical of others and not hypocritical, then they can very easily begin to experience the awakening of bhav, transcendental ecstasy for Sri Krishna. So, the holy dham manifested here in this world by Sri Krishna is extremely powerful. There are three manifestations. One is called aprakat prakash. Prakash means manifestation of the holy dham. So it has aprakat, means the unmanifest form of the dham in the spiritual sky. Then, when Krishna appears in this world to perform his pastimes, by the arrangement of Yoga Maya, that inner portion of the Golok planet, and Gokul is manifest here in this world. That is called Prakat Prakash, the manifest form of the dham. And then, when Sri Krishna disappears from this world, he, along with his dham, becomes aprakat, unmanifest again. And what is left behind, that is called Drishyaman Prakash. Drishyaman Prakash. What is now visible to our eyes during that period when Sri Krishna is not manifest on this planet. So, even when Sri Krishna is not manifest on this planet, the aprakat prakash remains present in the location of the dham, and it is accessible to devotees depending on the degree of their realization, development of bhakti. So in our beginning stage, we can see the trees and grass and the flowers and birds of Vrindavan. But you also see people are making construction, cars driving here and there, people may be throwing trash here and there. So we're seeing this Drishyaman Prakash. So, if we want to see that behind this Drishyaman Prakash is the eternal divine abode, then when we go to the Dham, we should be in the Anugatya of Gurudev and pure Vaishnavas. Otherwise, you will not be able to make any contact with that divine realm. But rather, the Dham is covered by a layer of Maya. So then the person goes there, but they never actually come in contact with the Dham. They come in contact with the layer of Maya, illusion which is covering the Dham. But if we'll perform parikrama under the guidance of pure devotees, then by their grace we may have some experience of the divine realm. So Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, when you perform the pilgrimage of Braj, don't direct your attention to the landscape, the scenery. He said, it has a quasi-spiritual nature. He said, rather, you should focus all your attention on every word and every activity, every movement of the pure Vaishnava under whose guidance you are performing the parikrama. And by doing this, some revelation of the Dham will take place. So, Srila Raghunath Dasa Swami is saying, Guru goes day. Oh my dear mind, be very much attached to residing in Braj Mandal. If you cannot reside there physically, then always reside there by mind. Now someone may say that you have realization of Krishna by practicing bhakti. So that you can practice that anywhere. So what is the need of being in the Dham? So Srila Raghunath Das Goswami is replying to this. Oh my dear mind, be very attached to the Dham. Anyway, because its power is transrational. Its power is beyond our calculation and intellect to understand. Only those who stay in the Dham, who worship the Dham, who honor the Dham, who pray to Brinda Devi, who pray to Jamuna Devi, who pray to Giriraj Govardhan, who circumambulate Govardhan and circumambulate the 12 forests of Braj with a very humble heart, they can realize the Dham Kripa, the mercy of the Dham. Especially those who have served their Gurudev, who receive Guru Kripa, then they become qualified to experience the mercy of the holy name. And when one experiences the Nam Kripa, then after that one begins to experience especially the Dham Kripa. So Raghunath Das Goswami said, Yat kinchit trina gulmakit katimukam goste samastamitat sarvananda mayam mukunda daitam lila nukulam param shasta reva mohu sputamidam nistanchikam yatsne brahmade apisaspreen ataridam sarvam maya vandite. I am praying to every creeper, to every blade of grass, even to the insects of the Dham. You are all worshipable for me. You are all Anandamoy, composed of eternal transcendental bliss, and all rendering favorable services to Radha and Krishna. You have been glorified throughout the scriptures by great personalities like Uddhav, who prayed to become a herb, a very insignificant herb growing in Vrindavan, and Lord Brahma, who prayed to take birth even as a stone in Vrindavan. So the devotee should adopt this mood of Srila Raghunath Das Goswami and cultivate the intense attachment for the Leela Bhumi, the playing place of Shri Krishna. It is said that Shalagram Shila is not a form of the Lord, because the Lord has no incarnation and no pastimes in the Rasagula Swarup, looking like a little ball. This may surprise some people. So Shalagram Shila is not a form of God. But what is it? Srila Jiva Goswami said it is a Bhagavad Rup, Bhagavad Akar Adhisthana. The place where the Shalagram Shila is the place where the form of the Lord appears, corresponding to your Abhiman. So if you're worshipping the Shalagram Shila as a Narayan form, then the form of Narayan will manifest. If you worship as Damodar, Sri Krishna, Gopal, Radharaman, then that Krishna of Vrindavan will manifest. So, similarly, just as the Shalagram Shila, if you worship the Shalagram Shila, then the form of Sri Krishna will manifest to you according to your mood of worship. So, the holy Dham is called the Maha Bhagavad Aka Adhisthana. It is as when you go there, though it looks like a big area, 168 square miles of Braj Mandal, but that entire place is as holy as a Shalagram Shila. That entire place has the potency to, according to your mood, that Krishna will manifest before you. And for this reason, all the great saints, Chaktva Turnam Ashesha Mandala Patishwe Nim Sada Tushtavat Bhutva Dina Ganeshiko Karunaya Kopena Kantastito Gopi Pava Sab Amritik Abdi Lahari Kalola Magno Muhur Vande Rup Sanatano Ragurito Sijiva Gopalako, leaving their very high positions in the royal government of the emperor of Bengal, Rupan Sanatan, and other Goswamis leaving their families and luxurious homes. They left everything and just dressed in rags. They took shelter of this forests of Brajamandal. And there they experienced diving again and again in the high waves of the nectar ocean of the gopis' love for Sri Krishna. So, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami was saying, my dear mind, please develop unprecedented and intense attachment for the holy Dham of Brajamandal. All the great siddhas, the great perfected devotees of the past, they're still there today. Rupa Goswami is there doing bhajan. Sanatana Goswami is there. I can see his samadhi from my window of my bhajan kutir. One Vaishnava, very great Vaishnava in recent history, Kishore Kishoreananda Das Goswami, famous by the name of Tinkari Baba. He was staying in Braj, alone in the forest, and chanting 192 rounds every day, 3 lakhs, like Srila Haridas Thakur. And one day, he was trying to fix his mind, but it was somewhat restless. And he was praying, oh please, Ram Prabhu, give me your shelter. So then he saw a very aristocratic, handsome looking man, dressed in very fine silk dhoti and with the chadar. And he approached him. And then he whispered something in his ear. He said a mantra. And as soon as he said this, his mind became peaceful. And he could chant. Such help that person gave him. And then he disappeared. Who was it? Vallabhacharya. So Vallabhacharya disappeared more than 400 years ago. But he had the experience that when he needed help, one of the siddhas of the Dham, even not in his own sampradaya, took mercy on him and came and helped him and then disappeared. So, all our great saints and our acharyas, my Gurudev, Prabhupada, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they're all there doing bhajan. Then why will you want to stay anywhere else? So we only want to be in Vrindavan Dham physically, or if for the service of our Guru, we have to go somewhere for service. Then in our heart we remain there. In this world there are 2 places, Brajmandal and the rest of the world. Brajmandal is for experiencing the shelter of the Dham, and the rest of the world exists just for feeling separation from Brajmandal. So Guru Goste Gostalaishu. Gostalaishu means, oh my dear mind, please develop very strong attachment for the residents of Brajmandal. Who are the residents of Brajmandal? The pure devotees. The Uttam Bhagavat Vaishnavas, who are doing bhajan. Outwardly when we see them, they are absorbed in doing bhajan, chanting the holy name, and inwardly they are residing in the transcendental Braj, in their spiritual swarup, and constantly engaged in very ecstatic, loving service to Radha and Krishna. They are called the residents of Braja. Other persons who are staying there, they may be born there, they may have so many generations there, but if they are not following bhakti, then they are not the residents of Braja. Of course, one should give respect to every living entity, but we reserve our special adoration for Vaishnavas. So really, Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, they are Brijvasis. Our Guru Parampara are Brijvasis. You see that during the Rath Yatra festival, there's a festival called Hera Panchami on the 5th day. So on that day, Swarup Damodar Goswami and Srivas Thakur, they were having a playful quarrel. Srivas Thakur was saying, "Oh, look at the servants of my Lakshmi Devi. They are so opulent. But you gopis of Vrindavan, they're just village girls. They have no opulence. They're just decorated in flowers and twigs from the forest." So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Srivas Thakur, "You know that Swarup Damodar Goswami, he's not concerned with opulence, because he's a pure Brijvasi." So this is very significant. Why? At no time in his life did Swarup Damodar ever go to Vrindavan. Most of the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we saw that they went on parikrama, they went on pilgrimage to Vrindavan. But Swarup Damodar is one of the rare ones, never visited Vrindavan at any time in his life. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, he is a pure Brijvasi. So Brajabas does not depend on geographical location or birth or anything. It depends on the devotion. Because Swarup Damodar, of course, he is eternal resident of Navadip Dham, and Navadip is not different from Braja. And in his Swarup, in his form as Lalita Sakhi, she is always serving the divine couple there. So such persons, they are real Brijvasis. And one should have attachment for them, hear from them and follow them. Attachment for Brijvasis does not mean only the devotees in sadhak forms as practicing devotees in this world, but also the eternal associates in Krishna Lila, or their forms as eternal associates in Krishna Lila. So Srila Raghunath Das Goswami has written Braja Vilas Stav, and there he's prayed to Nanda Maharaj, to Madhya Yashoda, to Subal and the cowherd boys. He prays to the cows of Braja. Even he prays to Chandravali. So when he's in the sadhaka vesh, remembering that he's a devotee of this world, then he thinks all are glorious there. So even Chandravali is glorious. Even though she's plays the role of Radharani's rival, vying for Sri Krishna's attention. He prays, "Oh, I bow down to the charming and beautiful Chandravali." Sri Krishna sometimes goes to her kunj, just for a second, just for a moment. For what purpose? Oh, to cause waves in the ocean of Radharani's love for him. That she'll experience man and so on. And in this way, they will quarrel and they will make up also. The union that takes place after a big quarrel is most ecstatic. So, but if there were no Chandravali, then this experience would not be there for Radha and Krishna. So he said, I am praying to Chandravali, who fulfills that role. But once, Raghunath Das was chanting Harinam, and there was one Brijvasi named Das Brijvasi. And he used to bring some buttermilk for Raghunath Das Goswami to drink. And he was seeing that Raghunath Das Goswami is becoming thinner and thinner. And he thought, oh, He only accepts 1 cup of buttermilk. If I can get a bigger cup, then perhaps he'll drink more. So he went to a village. Oh, as you're going on the parikrama of Govardhan, from Dan Gati, around Putri Lota, and then you come back to the other side of Manasi Ganga. On the left side there's a village called Sakistali. So there they had very big leaf cups. So he took a leaf cup and he came to Raghunath Das Goswami to offer him the buttermilk. So Raghunath Das Goswami, he was very much absorbed in his identity as Rati Manjari, the maidservant of Radhika. And when that Brijbasi came, he approached him, and he's somewhat, not fully, but some of his external consciousness began to return. And he saw the big leaf cup. He said, "Oh, where did you get this?" So then he said, "From Sakistali." Then Raghunath Das Swami took it and threw it. He became angry. That Brijbasi was amazed. He wondered, why did you behave like this? He's usually Trinadapi, Sunichena, very, very humble like grass. And now he became angry and aggressive with him. Raghunath Das Goswami said, "Don't go there. Don't take anything from there." That is the village of Chandravali. Then that devotee realized, oh, his inner sentiment of deep attachment for Radharani, and therefore a competitive mood of rivalry towards Chandravali and her Sakhis, it was manifest. So he could understand he's completely a siddha, perfected devotee. So Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he described his attachment for Braja. He said, if there's a wonderful temple with wonderful devotees and a wonderful deity and wonderful Harikatha is going on, but I'll not go there if it's outside of Braja. I would prefer to stay in Braj and hear the Prajalpa, the mundane talk of the villagers, then go there. I will pass my life. I'll only wear the cloth that was made from the cotton picked in Braja. I'll only drink from the cups of clay made from the clay of Braja. And drink the milk from the cows of Braja. So this is his attachment to the holy Dham. If the label does not say made in Braj, he doesn't want it. This is his abhiman, pride in his identity, possessiveness for the dust of this place. So, he said that if Krishna is in Dwarka and sends a message to me, I am feeling so much separation from you. For 1,000 years, I cannot live without you. Please come. But I'll never go. I will stay in Braja. Why? Hey sab chodat kahi nahi ja, hey sab chodat paranara. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that Bamsi Bhat, Gokul, Deer Samir, Kusham Sarovar, Vrindavana Taru Latika Banir, the trees and creepers of Braja, they're all Udipana. They all stimulate the remembrance of the sweet pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Therefore, to give up all these things is to give up your life. So I will never give them up. You see, for rasa to manifest fully, 3 things are needed: Krishna, Radharani, and Braja. Krishna may be there and Radharani may be there. But if Braja is not there, then rasa will not manifest fully. Just like at Kurukshetra, Krishna was in Kurukshetra, Radharani was in Kurukshetra, but the bamboo bees of Braj, the lotus flowers of the Jamuna, the caves of Giraj Govardhan, nothing was there. So Radharani said, Priyasoyam saha Krishna satchari Kurukshetra militas tadaham saradam tadidam ubayo sangama sukam tatapyanta kelan madura murali panchamajushe manome kalindi kulina vipinaya sprihayati. Oh Sakhi, she said to her friend, I am the same Radha and he is the same beloved Krishna, and we are meeting, new, fresh, beautiful meeting as we did when we were young. But still, my heart is not satisfied. I am yearning to be in the beautiful kunjas on the bank of Jamuna, hearing Krishna playing the fifth note on his flute. So this Braja is very dear to all the maidservants of Radhika. Yet at the same time, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami said, if I were to hear that somehow or other, in complete madness, Srimati Radharani had left Braja and gone to Dwarka, I would immediately fly there faster than Garuda. Why? He's saying, now I can give up Braj. Because the reason for the attachment to Braja is because it's Radhika's foot dust. Anuraja Radha Padam Bojarenum Anasritya Vrindavati Tatpatankam Asambhasya Tadbhava Gambira Chitan Kutashama Sindora Sasavagaha. Unless one will worship the foot dust of Radharani and the forest of Vrindavan, which is made beautiful by her footprints, and unless one will engage in confidential conversation with those pure devotees whose hearts are deeply immersed in her service, then it is impossible to discover in which direction should I go to find the ocean of rasa. You'll never find it. These three conditions must be fulfilled. So this verse is glorifying the glory of the Dham and the association of the Vaishnavas for living there also. And one pointed shelter of Srimati Radhika. Guru Goste Gostalaisu Sujane. Sujan means the Vaishnavas of other sampradayas. They're also who are residing in Braj. So they may be worshipping, they are worshipping Krishna also, but they have not become situated in their Swarup fully. So they are Madhyam Adhikaris. But still, one should have great attachment and love for them. Sujane Bhusura. Bhusura means the Brahmanas of the Dham. They are living in the Dham and they are engaging in different types of rituals related to Varna and Ashram. So they are doing weddings for people, they are assisting them in offering oblations for their forefathers and all the various rituals of life for those who are following the Vedic culture. They are doing this, but at the same time as they are doing their dharma as Brahmins, they are also devotees of Krishna, but they are Kanishta Adhikari. So one should have love for them also. Then, Bhusukane, Samantri, Sri Namni. Samantri means, oh my dear mind, please have unprecedented attachment for your Diksha mantras. And Sri Namni and for the holy names, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is very important. We should consider deeply what we'll have to do to attain mantra siddhi, the perfection of chanting and remembering our mantras. So in Hari Bhakti Vilas, and Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has quoted this verse also in Bhajan Rahasya. There it is stated, Manah Samharanam Socham Monam Mantrata Chintanam Avyagratham Anirvedo Japa Sampatil Hetavaha. Japa Sampati Hetavaha. These are the causes, the following are the causes of attaining perfection, becoming accomplished, receiving the divine treasure of your mantra when you perform japa. Japa Sampati Hetavaha. What are the causes? First, Manaha Samharanam means try to be one-pointed. Ekagrata. Don't think of other things. Be focused fully on hearing the holy name and remembering the meaning of the names you are chanting. You can remember that the names of Krishna like Damodar, Madan Mohan, Gopinath, what these names mean and the pastimes connected to them. But you should know that in the junior stage, this is not really smara and really meditation. Only you are remembering what you have heard from your Gurudev to collect your thoughts which were wandering here and there and trying to focus them on the name. So, as one becomes more and more advanced, gradually the ability to meditate will appear. From the power of the holy name, the name will do spurti, first of Krishna's form. I remember once, one devotee asked Gurudev, "Oh Gurudev, I heard that you said that you can, when you are chanting japa, you can divide your japa into different parts. For example, at first you can chant and remember doing parikrama of Govardhan. And then after that you can remember the Goswamis or something like." Gurudev just stopped. He said, "I have told it for neophytes, new devotees. Because new devotees, if you say just hear the name, then what happens to them? They become completely bored and they feel they don't want to do it. So they want something to do with their mind while they're chanting. So he said, for them I have told that when you're chanting, remember how you do Govardhan Parikrama, first coming to Haridev, Manasi Ganga, offer flowers to the deity there, then go to Dan Gati, offer flowers there, and in this way you can remember each place and chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, like this. In this way, the neophyte devotee thinks, oh, I have something to do, yes, let me try this chant, I'll try to chant more, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. So then, Gurudev said to one devotee, "Can you remember my grandfather?" "Father," he said, "can you remember my father?" And that person said, "No, I never met him." He says, "So now you remember Krishna? You have never met Krishna either." So the first stage is with great surrender, deeply to hear the name of Krishna and go on chanting and chanting. And Krishna's name will mercifully reveal his form. Then you can remember Krishna. So then that is actual smaran, real smaran. So, Manah Samharanam, try to discipline your mind that it will not wander here and there, and make a very strong effort to hear the holy name. And if your mind is restless, then let it, if your mind is wandering, then at least let it wander around Govardhan, wander around Vrindavan. You see? See, Krishna said to control the mind is very difficult, but you should be like a person who's training a horse. When a person has a horse on a rope and they're trotting around, and they're watching the mentality of the horse, and they put just enough discipline according to the mood of the horse and the mentality of the horse that he can take. Because if they give too much at once, then the horse will buck and kick you and throw off the rider, and all problems will come. So, don't put too much strain and stress on the mind. In an easy way, if your mind is wandering, okay, then wander to Madan Mohan, wander to the Govinda temple, wander to Radha Damodar temple, like this. Slowly, slowly train this wild horse of your mind until you can be fully absorbed in hearing Krishna's name with a strong faith that you are searching out the form of Krishna, investigating his name, and search out his form there. So, this is called Manah Samharanam. Manah Samharanam. How to focus your mind. Then Socham. Socham means cleanliness. You have to be clean. So rise early in the morning and at once take bath and put on fresh cloth. To be clean in body and to be clean in mind is very favorable for bhakti. Otherwise, if we are not clean, that means the mode of ignorance will come. So, to be clean in mind means don't let the mind dwell on lust, anger, any quarrel you had with anyone, greediness, thinking how to make money. So lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, all these things, when they come in the mind, chant more loudly. Don't hold on to those thoughts. Try to hold on to Krishna's name. So that is called Saucha, cleanliness. Manah Samharanam, Socham. Then Maunam. Maunam means silence. Don't chant and then talk, and then chant and then talk. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Excuse me. When you chant, you have a fixed time that you chant, and you just chant and you don't do anything else. Mauna means here silence. Means don't talk about anything while you in between your chanting. Maunam. Then mantra chintanam means to reflect upon the meaning of the mantra. So at the time of Diksha, the spiritual master explains some meanings of the words of the Gopal mantra, Kam Gayatri mantra and other mantras. So we should reflect upon those meanings while remembering. Monam mantra chintanam. Then avyagratvam. Avyagratvam means don't be impatient. This is one of the main problems for devotees. The mode of passion wants to throw you out of your quality time with the holy name into doing something external. So you sit and you're chanting Hare Krishna, and looking, oh, I only chanted 2 rounds. So let me chant faster. Stick around. And then you try to chant really fast so you can quickly finish. Due to impatience. So this restlessness to want to get up and do something else. How will Nam reciprocate with you? No, never. You can chant like this for years and years. When you are with Nam, Prabhu, you are just with Nam, Prabhu. And this time is for serving Nam, Prabhu. So don't be impatient to do other things. Get up and walk around and talk and whatever it is. You should think, oh, let the whole world burn. But I will finish my fixed number of Harinam. Then, if there's anything left afterwards, I will take care of that. Do or die. So, that is called avyagrata. Check yourself. Are you feeling impatience? Then let go of that. That is just the mode of passion. Then, avyagratam, anirvedo. Nirved means, we were discussing the other day, the nirved means indifference or disappointment, becoming discouraged. So when you are chanting, if you have been trying for a long time and the result isn't coming, don't be discouraged. So these are two things. First, a devotee doesn't chant for very long because they're impatient. And then they work on their impatience and they chant for a really long time. But then they don't experience something, so then they become disappointed. So that also should, that mood should not be entertained for a moment. So, if we become disappointed, that is symptomatic of a lack of faith. That we don't really trust the holy name. That Nam Prabhu will not see our determined efforts and be conquered by our selfless sacrifice in trying to attain his service. Surely he will. If you spend days and days chanting very patiently, then even though you're not experiencing something now, but Nam Prabhu is experiencing something. He's watching you and seeing. Saveshamapyagavatam idam evasu niskritam nama vyahanam Vishnu yatastad vishayamati. The Vishnu Dutas, they said that when a person chants Krishna's name, what to speak of your mind being absorbed in Krishna, when you just call, just by uttering his name, Krishna's mind becomes absorbed in you. So Krishna, Nam Prabhu is just waiting for the right time, the right season to give his mercy. So if you are chanting for a long time and some internal revelation is not coming, never be discouraged. That was never time lost. It was never futile or worthless. It was very valuable, very important. Just think that that time you spent serving the holy name. If we want reciprocation at once, if we demand reciprocation at once, it means that our service to the holy name is not unconditional. If you can go on serving the name by repeating the syllables of the name without reciprocation, just for the pleasure of Nam, that means that your service is unconditional. So Krishna wants to see our unconditional service mood. And then after some time, surely he'll reciprocate. So in this way, in Hari Bhakti Vilas, Manah Samharanam Socham Monam Mantra Tachintanam Avyagratvam Anivedo Japa Sampatti Lakshanam. These are the causes of perfection in chanting japa. And this applies both to Diksha mantras and to the Mahamantra. Hare Krishna. So we want to explain more in the evening, but more things are very confidential. And because Facebook dwellers are watching, so they're over there. Some are over here and some are over there. So we cannot tell them. They have to come to the festival if they want to see this. In the evening class, no cameras. Because we want to tell more beautiful things, how to attain mantra siddhi, perfection of chanting. Gaur Premanande!